Welcome back, Bulldog fans, to On the Pitch, where we'll learn anything and everything Bulldog soccer. We're here today with head coach Alicia Wilson. Coach, welcome back.
Thank you for having me back.
We're glad you're here and looking forward to a lot of information here that we'll talk about the soccer program. The last time we sat down and had our little show, you played Paris. You ended up winning that match 6-2, and then you went on another streak. You won 2 other games. You played Northeast Texas, and we talked about this before we started the show. Didn't quite finish the whole game because it was a 16-0 win.
Yes.
I was feeling that for Northeast. And then last week you beat Trinity Valley 9-0. Give us an idea of the feel of the team after that 3-game win streak there.
Well, obviously, when you play games like those, there are things that you get to try and work on, and players that haven't been getting a lot of minutes, you give them the opportunity to go out and play, and to just execute things that we feel going into the postseason we'll want to do. So it's just an opportunity to work on some things.
That's good, and you get an opportunity to maybe play some players that might not have as much time out on the field, just to get a feel for them and see how they respond, right?
Yes, and just to see work on depth. So when you go into the postseason, sometimes you have players that are tired or get injured, and so now in terms of rotation, you have to make sure that when you rotate, the players that are coming in have an idea of what you want them to do and how to get it done. So it's great when we have those games to get other players in, yes.
Great opportunity for you to be very strategic in how you
Yes.
play out that game and how you're planning for future games as well.
Yes.
That's a neat thing. All right, so you've had 3 great wins. You've got a big game today against Tyler, but before we talk about Tyler and everything that goes along with that, this is your last conference home, your official last conference home game. So let's take a moment. You and I spoke once again before we started the show. You've got 17 sophomores. We'd like to do our best to recognize each one of those sophomores as we go through this show here, because it will be their last official conference home game. So it's our form of senior day. So I'll turn it over to you and give you an opportunity to say a few things about each one of your sophomores.
Yeah, thank you. And on the last show, I spoke about how special this unit is, just because they set the standard for our team, and they show up every day, the dedication, the discipline that they exhibit. I'm very proud of them. And so each one of them is just incredible and just in their own way and how they lead. And so first one I want to start with is Amabel. We call her Amabel, but her name is Maria Avila. She's out of Idaho, and she has been fantastic, support the group very well, always ready to go in and give her contribution to the game, or even outside of the field, she's always willing to help. We have Sydney Stoker, number 3. She's out of Lancaster. She's a hype woman, so we have a big cheer before the game. So she gets in the middle and hype up everybody, and tell them let's go. We have Maggie Perryman. She's out of Washington State. Very good in the air, very dominant, and so typically when we need somebody like a reinforcer, she's one that we get in the game and get us going. We have Anatu Sadat. She's out of Ghana, number 6. She's also a midfield player. Very smart on the ball, good distribution, and very fun. Smiles all the time. So if you see her, you get a big smile. Moka Ishii. Moka is out of Japan. She's also in the middle, right? She, sustained some injuries last season, but coming in, she's ready. She wants to show her quality, and I know she wants to go to a Division I, like a big school after here. So I know she's ready for tomorrow's game too. We have Alexandra Hughes. We call her Lexi. She's out of Plano. She's a transfer coming in, and so she solidified our back line. She also plays left back, but we're using her center back for this season, and she's done a phenomenal job. Last game when we played TVCC, she was like, "Coach, put me striker. I want to get a goal. I haven't gotten a goal yet." Lo and behold, we put her in. Boom, she went and scored. So she was so happy, and it was. So what we did for the Trinity Valley game, we did it as sophomore day, in terms of the playing part. So we did play all of our sophomores. They got to go in and play. And so for today's game with TJC, it's more business-like. So we'll just, work with what we have, and we want to go out as a group and win the game. Also have Azucena Martinez. She's out of Mexico. Also American, and she loves spaghetti and tacos, and we make fun of her like spaghetti, But she's also a really great kid, love to play the game, very creative. So she plays on the wings, on the flank, and so she, likes to mix it up, and very good with both feet, can hit you right, hit you left, so she's really good. Suzu Narusawa, she's out of Japan as well. She's one of our defenders on the flanks, on the outside. Very sweet, always smiling as well, and always want to give her best. Minori Saze, she's also out of Japan. Amazing work rate, tenacity, but always willing to help her teammates. We have Peyton Wallace. She's out of Melissa, Texas. She's our striker. Have done a great job this season. She's always smiling as well. Always like the one that cheers the team up, like, come on guys, when they make a mistake, like, it's okay, we got this, So she contributes in that way. We have Lauren Kovacevic. She's out of Dickerson High School. She's a very physical defender, win headers, play the outside back, and also very, very great person, helps out as well. We have Brittany Wally. She's out of Saipan, the Northern Mariana Islands, so part of the U.S. Right. And so she brought a lot of maturity to the group. She used to coach back home, and so she's also part of the Saipan national team. So Brittany's always willing to work, willing to go the extra mile, and always willing to help the other players. We have Laura Wahlberg out of Germany. She's a transfer as well. She was at a 2-year school, transferred to us. Very quiet, but also very fun, always smiling. She speaks, I think, 4 different languages. She's wow. Spanish, German, English, and I think French. So she's quite good with that. And the fun thing about our team, because it's so diverse, everybody's learning different languages. A lot of people don't know this, but the Ghanaians, they speak over 200 different languages. And so it's quite intriguing when they start talking, and then they're telling us what the words mean, and it's amazing. We have Leilani Cato. She's out of San Antonio, and her mom is half Japanese. And so she actually gets to get along really well with our Japanese players. And she's brushing up on her Japanese as well. We have Latifa Pascal. She's out of Trinidad and Tobago, plays for the U20 Trinidad and Tobago national team, now looking to transition into the senior team. And so she's already committed. I won't say what school yet, but I know other coaches are probably coming out to watch her play. But she's also fun player, and very helpful, and just wanting to do what's best for the team. We have Avery Selvage, team captain as well. Minori Saze is also team captain, but Avery is out of Utah. She's the one that, sails the ship. She and Minori and even Marcella, they're the ones that kind of keep the group in line, like, hey, this is what it's gonna be, this is what we need to do. And so when you have leaders on your team like that, it makes your job a lot easier. And so we don't have a lot of like issues or conflicts or fires that we're having to get out. In the past, because we've had some before, which is normal in any team because you have all these different cultures and they're trying to get along, trying to work together. But I feel those players have really stepped up and they're doing an amazing job in just keeping the group together. Everybody feel like they're involved and they're part of it. And then last two, we have Darby Corder. She's out of Waco. It's a little bit past Waco, Belton. Okay. Belton. Her family has been amazing. Like they, obviously when you have international players, when we get the holiday breaks, they don't really have family or anywhere to go. Her family have taken in the group with open arms.
Wow.
Yes, and the players love, going there, and they cook for them, just take them in as their own children. And so Darby, just playing wise, we get her minutes here and there, but her attitude has been amazing, and she feels like she belongs, and if she feels part of our group. So I really like that. And then last but not least, we have Marcela Anzueto out of Guatemala. So she was a big time signing for us a few years ago. Had a tragic story, she met in a bad car accident 2 weeks before coming here. The doctors, they said she wouldn't walk again for 2 years, and it was really bad. And so she reached out and she said, Coach, I still want to come, and all that. And so she started, once she got in and everything, she progressed. The 2 years that they had prognosed her for, she started in 3-4 months. And wow. I went ahead and brought her in because I knew being around the game, because that's what she's known all her life. She was on the national team. I felt like giving her that opportunity, her brain and every part of her just started to respond, and she started walking again, running again. And so she's even gotten to the point where she's right now our backup goalkeeper. And so she's embraced the role and stuff like that. And so I felt like just being around the group and being around the program helped her to live a normal life again, because I know it wouldn't have been easy if she didn't have our support. So she's a big part of our group, and so the players love her. She's always inspiring them, motivating them. She's a competitor, and so she just translates that, and the group pursues, they exudes that from her. So yeah.
Wow, that's a great story, Coach. That's you being a great example, showing that empathy and that dedication to somebody to help them along. That type of leadership goes a very long way with those young women. And having a very diverse culture within your program. You mentioned it before, sometimes you have fires you have to put out. But you're very fortunate because evidently you've got some high character ladies that
yes.
Have really bought into you.
Yes.
And what you're preaching and what you're coaching, and I applaud you for that, because it's showing out on the field with the success, and also in the classroom and around campus, because your girls really show a lot of class. They're very upright. They're leaders, and it's a sight to be seen, to say the
Thank
least.
Thank you. Yes,
job well done.
Thank you.
All right, so since we've had an opportunity to recognize those, let's talk about where the team is. We'll talk about some conference standings, and then we'll roll into a little bit about the conference tournament.
Okay.
Right now, we've moved up a place in the national rankings. We were 11 the last time we got together. Mm-hmm. We are 10th now. Our conference record is 6-1-1. You corrected me there before we got on the show. Overall, we're 8-2-3. Yes. In the conference, we have a north and a south region in our conference standings. We didn't mention the South the last time we were together, so we'll talk about them today, because that will come into play when we talk about the conference tournament. Tyler is still number 1, and they're number 3 in the nation. We're in second place. Paris is in third, Trinity Valley in fourth, and then Northeast is in fifth in the North region. Now when we move over to the South, we have Blinn at number 1, and they're number 20 in the nation. Jacksonville's second, Angelina's third, and Texas Southmost is in fourth place. Now when we played this part of the conference, we were 1-1-2 with them at the beginning of the season, and I know things are totally different now as we are transitioning toward the end and moving toward the conference tournament. So with that little segue, I'd like for you to share with us a little bit about how the conference tournament works and then the possibilities that come into play as far as who we might play and how things pair up.
Yes, so this is the first year we're trying out the North and South region, and so as you mentioned, the standings with the North and then the South, we're gonna do cross. So the first place in the North will play like the fourth place in the South, and similar for the first place in the South will play the fourth place in the North. Okay. And so for us being second, we will play the third place in the South. And so because we're second in our conference, we are going to host. So that game will be on October 27th here at 3 p.m.
Okay.
Yes.
Good deal. And as the standings stay as they are right, as we see them now, Angelina would be that team, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, good. There's your little tidbit of info there on the first round of the conference tournament. Well, good deal. Well, thanks for that info. We'll be promoting that as well. You've got 2 games left in conference play. Of course, today's game against Tyler is a really big game. The last time we played, we tied, or we played to a draw. Let me get that correct. And then you travel to Paris next week, and you have an earlier game, a 1:30, I think, in the afternoon game, which is a little different. It's usually 4:30, and then, maybe a 6 o'clock game. But, as we lead into this game today, what do you feel are some of the key points or key factors that the Bulldogs need to do in order to get past a draw and actually win the match?
Well, the first thing is we need to score some goals because goals win games. And so that's something that we'll be preaching to our kids. Like, we need to capitalize on their mistakes. Obviously, we want to put some pressure on them, in their defensive third. And we just want to do it the Bulldog way. They know what the Bulldog way is, and we just like to put pressure and not allow you to play. And so we feel if we do those things and manage the game the right way, which, we on the sideline will be making sure that we're managing the game, I think we'll come out with a win.
That's good. Well, we're looking forward to it. It's a 4 p.m. start today.
Yes.
So we wish you the best of luck today. We wish you the best of luck next week. We hope that things play out and we're injury-free and things continue. Yes, that is a huge key, and we continue on the win streak that you've developed there, and then we'll just keep everybody up to date as far as how the first round of that conference tournament play will play out.
All right. No, thank you. As I said, we look forward to the game today. I think it's going to be a big one. Obviously, it's a top 10 matchup, and so we have a lot of D1, D2, NCAA schools coming to watch. Some will be watching via, online or live broadcast. So the girls, they know that. They know the expectations. So I think everybody's like, they're not getting pumped too early, but I think they'll be ready when game time comes around.
That's that experience. That's that sophomore experience.
Yes.
Being able to control those emotions and know when to open it up.
And the anxiety, just to control it and know when is the right time to let loose. It's funny because when I was doing my master's, that was a study I did on your pregame anxiety level, because if you get too high too early, you won't have anything left for the game. So you wait till the right time to unleash that, and then you'll have it when you need it.
That takes some maturity, and you've got those sophomores that are mature for our standard.
Yes,
they are the elder statesmen of the team. So that's that maturity piece that plays very well into your hands. That's great.
Yes.
Well, good deal. Well, Coach, thank you very much for working around your schedule, us being able to create the On the Pitch Coaches Show for you and for your team. We'll see how the conference, the first round game plays, and see if maybe we could squeeze another show in to talk a little bit more about conference play and where that will lead you.
Okay, yeah. The idea is to obviously take it game by game and try to go deep into the conference run. If we get to district, or when we get to district, just trying to get to the national tournament, and then we'll take it game by game there as well, because I feel if this group, go out and execute, we can take it all the way.
That's great.
I think it's a special group.
That is, and I wish you the best. I know we all wish you the best of luck in that regard too. I want to thank you for your leadership, for how you represent your program and Navarro College, and then what you do for the ladies. You're a great example for them to follow, and we're glad you're here.
Thank you. I appreciate being here. Thank you.
You bet. Well, folks, we appreciate all the support that you've given the soccer program. We appreciate the fundraiser support you've given. We appreciate your attendance at the games and or the stream. And we appreciate any and all help that you've given the girls and coach at any point and any time during the season. I know that's been a big benefit for them, and it's made them feel very, very welcome. And those type of feelings just lead to success, not only on the pitch, but also in life as well.
Thank you.
So on behalf of Coach Wilson, I'm your host, Richie Gutierrez. We want to thank you for joining us today on the pitch, and we'll turn things over to the pitch as you are able to enjoy the Bulldog soccer program take on Tyler Junior College Lady Apaches. We wish them the best of luck, and go Bulldogs.